Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. This segment of the news is sponsored by TravelSpan Vacations. A second superseding indictment against 5 Puerto Rico Police Department officers was announced today by Jocelyn Samuels, Acting Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division, Rosa Emilia Rodriguez Velez, U.S. Attorney for the District of Puerto Rico, and Carlos Cases, Special Agent in charge of the FBI San Juan Field Office. According to the indictment unsealed today, PRPD Lieutenant Eric Rivera Nazario, Officer David Colon Martinez, and Officer Angel Torres Quinones were indicted on civil rights charges alleging that they violated the constitutional rights of Jose Irizarry Perez while he was celebrating the local election results at the Las Colinas housing development in Yaco, Puerto Rico on November 5, 2008. Rivera was also charged with violating the civil rights of Irizarry Perez's father, Jose Irizarry Muniz. In addition, Rivera, Colon, Officer Miguel Negron Vasquez, and Sergeant Antonio Rodriguez Caraballo were indicted for obstruction of justice and making false statements to the FBI and a federal grand jury. Torres was indicted for obstruction of justice by providing misleading information to the local prosecutor. According to the 20-count second superseding indictment, while Colon held and restrained Irizarry Perez, Rivera and another PRPD officer physically struck Irizarry Perez and assaulted him with a police baton, which resulted in bodily injury to him. In addition, the second superseding indictment charges Torres with striking Irizarry Perez with a police baton, which also resulted in bodily injury to him. The second superseding indictment alleges that Rivera, Colon, and Torres thereby deprive Irizarry Perez of his right to be free from unreasonable seizures by those acting under color of law. Although Irizarry Perez died as a result of injuries he received on November 5, 2008, the second superseding indictment does not include charges that his death resulted from the defendant's conduct. Rivera, who was a supervisor at the time of the incident, was also charged with failing to keep Irizarry Perez and his father from harm when an officer whom Rivera supervised assaulted the victims in Rivera's presence. In addition, the second superseding indictment alleges that Rivera, Colon, Negron, and Rodriguez made false statements concerning the incident to the FBI and to the federal grand jury, which had been investigating the incident. The Jamaican government has launched an ambitious program of economic structural reform aimed at increasing production, employment, and foreign investment and ensuring political and social stability. Jamaican Ambassador Stephen Vassiani told Q's Focus Washington, Jamaica recently received an IMF loan of $932 million in funds that are being used for balance of payment support and also to shore up the Jamaican dollar. The loans have been helpful to bring stability, but now we are looking towards enhancing production, Vassiani said. Ambassador Vassiani pointed to areas Jamaica is working to develop, including the Logistics Hub project, which stands to take advantage of the expansion of the nearby Panama Canal by allowing ships coming through the Panama Canal to be able to use Jamaica as a significant transshipment port. The addition of a new airport also to facilitate transshipment and the construction of a dry dock harbor to repair ships are also options the government is exploring under the project. Jamaica is already experiencing success in attracting foreign investment from a number of countries. For instance, a number of Spanish hotels that have set up chains up on the north coast to facilitate tourism, the ambassador explained. Beyond tourism, Ambassador Vassiani points out that Jamaica has had Chinese investment in infrastructure and that we have had United States investment in telecommunications, he says. Minister Powell has denied that the government of Venezuela wants to increase the interest rates pertaining to Petrocaribe. Devin Bissoon has the details.
Jamaica's Minister of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining, Philip Powell, has refuted media reports of plans by the government of Venezuela to increase the interest rates on loans provided under Petrocaribe agreement. We have been in contact with the government of Venezuela through our embassy in Caracas and can confirm that there is no such decision will be taken, Powell said. Recent reports have suggested that PDVSA, the Venezuela state-owned oil company, would start in October, increasing the interest rate on oil purchases by countries to the 2005 Petro-Caribe Agreement. Jamaica was one of the original signatories to the 2005 Petro-Caribe Initiative, a multilateral agreement between Venezuela and a number of Caribbean countries created by former Venezuela President Hugo Chavez. Under the Petro-Caribe Agreement, member states are allowed a deferred financing mechanism through which a percentage of the value of each invoice for petroleum products purchased from Venezuela is to made available to their governments as a long-term loan. Jamaica's participation to this initiative is guided by the 2005 Jamaica-Venezuela Bilateral Petro-Caribe Energy Cooperation Agreement, which loans are repayable over 25 years at an average interest rate of 1% per year. To date, over $2.4 billion in financing has been provided in the form of long-term loans, based on oil purchases from Venezuela since 2005. This is Devin Bassoon reporting for Caribbean Affiliate News.
Governor John DeJong has expressed great disappointment in the vote of the legislature rejecting the Fourth Amendment agreement between the U.S. Virgin Islands government and the owners of the Hovensa refinery. At the same time, DeJong also thanked the many members of the community who participated in the legislative process and who vocally supported the agreement. DeJong said he believed that the Fourth Amendment agreement was the best way to bridge the parties' significant differences and was vastly superior to a lengthy and costly legal dispute that will delay the restart of the refinery and the economic recovery of St. Croix. Now that the legislator has spoken, it appears that the dispute cannot be avoided. DeJong said he will now take action to enforce the terms of the existing concession agreement. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.